Nero was born in December 15th, 37 CE. He was the fifth Roman emperor's stepson and heir of the Emperor Claudius, who ruled for 14 years. Nero's story begins long before he ever wore the crown. His father, Gnaeus Domitius Ahenobarbus, died when Nero was still a child, leaving him to be raised by a single powerful figure. His mother, Julia Agrippina, great-granddaughter of Emperor Augustus. But Agrippina was far more than just a mother. She was a political force, dangerous, calculated, and unstoppable. After poisoning her second husband, Agrippina made a shocking move. She married her own uncle, Emperor Claudius. Her mission was clear: place her son Nero on the throne, even if it meant stepping over anyone who stood in her way. To secure Nero's future, she persuaded Claudius to overlook his rightful heir, Britannicus, and instead adopt Nero, even arranging a political marriage between Nero and Claudius's daughter, Octavia. And Agrippina did not hesitate to remove obstacles. She helped orchestrate the downfall and execution of Valeria Messalina, Claudius's former wife. She eliminated rival advisors inside the palace, and according to many sources, she even poisoned Claudius himself in 54 CE, clearing the last barrier to Nero's rise. Only one threat remained: Britannicus. But he too died suddenly in 55 CE, after a cup of wine no one else dared touch. With Claudius dead, Agrippina acted fast. She rushed to have the Praetorian Guard proclaim Nero emperor before the Senate even had time to react. Their prefect, Sextus Afranius Burrus, was loyal to her, sealing the deal. And so, for the first time in Roman history, absolute imperial power fell into the hands of a teenager, Nero, not yet 17 years old. After Nero became emperor, his mother Agrippina believed she would rule the empire through him. Her ambition was fierce, and her first move was immediate. She removed the powerful freedman Narcissus, the one advisor who had consistently opposed her. Agrippina had spent years manipulating, poisoning, and eliminating anyone who stood between her son and the throne. Now that he sat upon it, she expected absolute control. But things did not unfold as she planned. Two men, Sextus Afranius Burrus, commander of the Praetorian Guard, and Lucius Annaeus Seneca, Nero's tutor and Rome's most respected philosopher, owed their positions to Agrippina, yet they refused to be her instruments. Quietly, carefully, they began guiding Nero to rule on his own. They pushed him to assert independence, and slowly a cold barrier formed between mother and son. By 56 CE, Agrippina was forced into retirement. The woman who had dominated the imperial court, who had manipulated emperors and murdered rivals, found herself pushed out of the center of power she had fought so ruthlessly to control. From that point until 62 CE, it was Burrus and Seneca, not Agrippina, who shaped the policies of the Roman Empire. Seneca tried, at least in the beginning, to guide the young emperor toward responsible use of absolute power, urging him to rule with restraint and conscience. But Nero's character, restless, indulgent, and easily swayed by impulse, was already drifting beyond anyone's control. In his early years, he could still show flashes of compassion. He hated signing death sentences, and when he saw the harsh extortions of Roman tax collectors, he impulsively proposed abolishing customs dues altogether. A gesture noble in intention, but wildly unrealistic. At the same time, he was beginning to indulge in behavior that shocked Rome. By 56 CE, Nero's nighttime escapades, roaming the streets in disguise, drinking, fighting, even assaulting people, had already become notorious, but the deeper darkness in him emerged during the 35 months between the murder of his mother in 59 and the death of his wife Octavia in 62. Agrippina had grown furious and mentally unstable as she watched her influence decline. Her rage and obsession with control pushed Nero toward the terrible decision to have her killed. Soon afterward, he fell passionately in love with Poppaea Sabina, the beautiful wife of the future Emperor Otho. Fearful that his repudiated wife Octavia was stirring discontent both at court and among the public, Nero ordered her execution as well. He married Poppaea in 62, though she died only 3 years later, and afterward he married the noblewoman Statilia Messalina. Realizing that no force in Rome could restrain him, Nero surrendered completely to extravagant fantasies and artistic pretensions. He imagined himself not only a poet, but also a charioteer, a singer, and a master of the lyre. Around 59 or 60, he began performing in public, an act that scandalized Roman society where emperors were expected to maintain gravitas, not appear on stage like professional entertainers. Nero took every kind of role that the theater allowed, reveling in the attention. He even dreamed of abandoning the imperial throne altogether to devote himself fully to music and poetry. Though he never acted on these childish ambitions, they revealed how detached he had become from the responsibilities of rule. Around 63, he developed bizarre religious passions and became fascinated by strange new cults spreading through the empire. By this point, Seneca felt he had lost all influence over the emperor. When Burrus died in 62, Seneca quietly withdrew from public life. Nero is staying at his seaside villa in Antium when disaster strikes. Back in Rome, flames suddenly erupt inside the Circus Maximus, Rome's largest arena, whose mile-long track is surrounded by wooden seating, the perfect fuel for catastrophe. Within minutes, fire races across the entire structure and leaps toward the nearby Palatine Hill, the most luxurious neighborhood in the ancient world. The flames grow into a beast that climbs Rome's hills and rolls down into her valleys. The city becomes a living inferno. People spill into the streets, screaming for their families, searching for help, trying to escape through smoke-choked alleys where they can't even see the direction they are running, sometimes rushing straight into walls of fire. After 6 days, the flames finally die down. Rome is devastated. Buildings have collapsed. Entire neighborhoods lie in ruins and thousands are left homeless. Many believe the worst is past. Then the unthinkable happens. The fire erupts again. It spreads from district to district, devouring everything still standing. Rome burns for a total of 9 days. The destruction is unimaginable. By the end, 3 of Rome's 14 districts are completely wiped out. 7 more are twisted heaps of rubble. Only 4 survive untouched. The city must be almost entirely rebuilt. It is a disaster on a scale no Roman has ever witnessed. Rare, massive, and traumatic. But in the silence after the flames, suspicion grows. It's the perfect opportunity for a builder. Too perfect. Rumors begin whispering that Nero himself might have welcomed the destruction, maybe even caused it, to rebuild Rome according to his own grand designs. Legends claim that while the capital burned, Nero stood on a balcony singing about the fall of Troy, using his dying city as a theatrical backdrop. Yet, like so many stories about Nero, no one can truly separate fact from myth.